Oh. Stream is live and we are here. Good morning everybody, my name is Osa. We're playing Farming Simulator 22 on Glenleathann and it's still September. It's actually September 3, so an explanation for that is well, it rained all of September 1 evening. Oh, hang on, is it September 2? No, it's September 2. So it rained all September 1 evening. It rained all of September 2 morning. So we're a little bit late collecting the maize. I am putting the maize in a silo, and we've had a bit of a shake-up at the farm. So, in the last episode, I had discovered that it looked like our silage bunkers were bugging out again, and sure enough, 500,000 litres of maize and grass were stuck in there with no hope of removal. So, I found these, or this. It's a mod by Disturb Simulations, which creates a production. So you put maize or grass into it. We can take a look at it now. This has lots and lots of fresh maize in, lots of maize silage. We go here. It's a CCM fermenter. That's the name of the mod. It will take CCM. Can't remember how to make that, but there's a way to make that. No, it will. Okay, whatever. It takes corn grain grist, turns it into CCM. It takes whole crop, which is barley, wheat, whatever, and turns it into whole crop silage. It takes grass silage, or it takes grass conditioned, turns it into grass silage. It takes maize, fresh maize, which is what we're making at the moment, and turning it into maize silage. It takes beet pulp, turns it into beet pulp silage, and brewer's grain, and turns it into brewer's grain silage. This production is already at level 2. There's the little 2 there. This one is still at level 1. So I've already doubled its capacity to allow it to hold 1 million litres of stuff. I'm going to have to do that again, I think. Okay, because we've got those, hey, let's go take a drive in our big giant tractor. I got rid of the self-propelled food mixer and instead bought this one, which is bigger and cheaper. Also, you'll note we have just under 1.1 million litres of food in here because, well, obviously, we ended up with 1 million litres of silage that I couldn't do anything with, so I mixed that up into, or I loaded a grain cart with it and then fed it to the animals. So we're not going to have to take care of the animals any time before this series ends. Today is Saturday the 22nd. Next week is Sunday the 29th, which will be the last episode on Glenleathann, or at least the last broadcast episode on Glenleathann. I may do other things to just finish off some finish off some Farm Sim 22 achievements. they won't be videoed. We will be moving on to FarmSim22. Good news with FarmSim22. If I pull that up, this vehicle inspector is now available on FarmSim 25. So that's one thing I'm not fussed about. The only thing left, I think, is this one here that lists the thing you're driving plus everything attached to it. Nearest waypoint. Go. So everything else we now have, I think all of the mods that script mods, all of the script mods that I like to play with are now available in FarmSim 25. Unfortunately, there are some things like Maize Plus and what's the other one I play with normally? Precision Farming, not available, and mods that go hand in hand with Maize Plus and Precision Farming also not available. This time round I'm not planning to play with either of those. I may review them when they're released and add them later, but get going, we're just playing base game with some of the scripts I like. I just need the map, and it looks like we're getting some interesting looking maps that I'm looking at and thinking I might like to play with those, so we'll see how that works out. But all of the changes in the yard obviously explains why a little bit shorter on money this week than we were last week. Obviously I made some money from selling the self-propelled food mixer, although the new food mixer is brand new, it wasn't a store sale, so that's a thing. And then getting rid of the bugged out silage bunkers, we made some money there, not much, and then buying the new silage productions cost us money, so you win some, you lose some, and I've already upgraded one of the silage bunkers there to level 2, and I'm going to have to buy it again to level 3 so I can empty this trailer in, because we're going to blow through that 1 million. Base is 500,000 content. I think even that's available in FarmSim 25. The whatever it's called, production increase thing. Basically, I call it leveling up. You buy a building, it's level 1. You can buy the building for a second time. It becomes effectively 2 buildings in one plot of ground. And even if it's not available, that's not a big deal. We can start off with what we have, and eventually, as we need it, we can go to bigger. We can increase the size of the production. And if that never comes out, you can always buy a second or third building. It doesn't matter. We're just saving ground space by being able to level up the building. Okay, let's get back to the farm. So sun is setting quite quickly here, but then yeah, it's September, that's what it does. Can't think I've done anything else in the farm. Obviously we got all of the grass baled. That took most of last week Saturday. teenage Osa has moved out. She turned 18 on Sunday last week, and she expressed a desire that we weren't her parents anymore, and she didn't want to live with us, so okay, fine. But she's thrown that at us so many times that it's, basically, that was it. We gave you an opportunity to, play nice. She doesn't want to play nice, so we are now empty nesters. We have obviously the small kids, they're off at grandma's for spring break. And I think they're coming back on Tuesday, so they may be here for some of this week. And all we do is CCM2 upgrade. And you upgrade it to level 3 for 36,000. That's how much the base costs approximately. And it now can take 1.5 million and 1.5 million down here. And I'll be able to finish off the harvest. This maize, I will be able to finish off the harvest and finish emptying the wagon. So, that's a good start. Obviously, since we now don't have any grass silage, I am going to have to cut some grass. Obviously the cows have 1 million litres of food, and I think they go through about 150,000 a month. So there's probably about 7 months of food in the trough at the moment. Unrealistic, well, it's the only way I could get around it. So we're not in any hurry to make grass silage, so I'll make the third cut, the grass silage cut. The nice thing about those productions is because they're productions, they run the recipe multiple times per month, and so as soon as you put the maize in there, fresh maize in there, it starts producing maize silage at its production rate. Now we may end up towards the end of the year not having any production going, but it is it does mean that I can run it to practically zero, and it will give me some maize silage immediately, so I don't have to worry about, I'm going to run out anytime soon. Obviously, if the maize harvest isn't close, then that's one thing. And I can also top it up, so next year I can just add more maize, fresh maize to the production, and it will just accept it and start creating more maize silage. It's not like a normal silage bunker where, I have to start loading in an empty one because you can't put fresh maize on top of maize silage. You have to empty it first, so that's fine. Don't have a problem with that. Now, I have here a Zerian, which is going to want to move those bales. The thing is, I could throw some bales in the second bunker, but as I said, we're not short on cow food, so not like I need to mix some up. And the nice thing about these, Disturbed Simulations works with the team that does Maize Plus, and so he specifically created these silage or these productions to work with Maize Plus and make the Maize Plus silage stuff. So we empty that. We have nothing left to cart now. So I think take this over here. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to do. This thing here. We don't need that thing anymore because we don't have any silage bunkers. So I might drive that down to the store and get it sold. Which is more income. Get everything cleaned off. Something's humming. Okay. That's done. So, yeah, what else has been going on this week? So, no kids this week. We're going to have kids next week, and then Mrs. Osa and I are out the first week in April, so no streaming, no anything. I get to have a week off. Obviously, since I do Railroader during weekdays, there will be Railroader. Well, there will be the potential of Railroader, should I say. I won't guarantee it will happen, but no Teenage Osa does mean I've got slightly freer evenings. So I bought a second greenhouse to do lettuces in, and it did occur to me that, well, maybe what I should have done was just leveled up the lettuce greenhouse. I didn't do that, so oh well. Oh, I do want the Magnum out tomorrow. Let's not park that in front of there then. I'm probably going to need the seeds out too, so oh well. There we go, we can turn that on, we can clear the route, and we can turn all the lights on. And try and find our way back to the farm. Because we're done with this too. Well, actually, we're done with this for the year. So I'm going to have a bunch of field work to do tomorrow. I think I've already got the Lamborghini hooked up to the lime spreader. We'll be turning that maize field into probably oats. We can plant oats now, so I may just throw some oats in that field, and everything will be good there. Let's get the flashlight on so we can see what we're cleaning. So model railway stuff. What's happened today? I received a bunch of electrical attachments and things this week. So I've actually built a short stretch of track on a piece of wood, and that can be used to program the sound chips in my locomotives, which I haven't fitted the sound chips into. So I got that done last night, which involved a little bit of soldering, a little bit of cutting and stripping wires and what have you. And then I tried to program, well, I actually successfully programmed a sound chip, and then obviously you test it before you put the locomotive back together again, and I discovered that, well, the sound chip and the speaker won't fit into the locomotive together, so I'm actually going to have to buy a smaller sound chip to go in that locomotive. Now there's the Lamborghini, there's the John Deere. Oh, the Deutz is missing. Okay, that's fine. And there's the Deutz, and there's the milk tanker, and that one. Lift that up. Don't think I've got any other attachments for a wheel loader. We're going to take this. We'll take a look over here just in case. Oh, hang on. We have the log lifter. Well, we might even have a bucket too. Anyway, we'll take these back, and then I'll throw the rest of them away too. So yeah, that's going to mean that I do need to buy some more sound chips. So in the problem is, okay, so I've got 3 older locomotives that use 8-pin sockets, which nobody uses those anymore, unless they're not retooling and they're just re-releasing older locomotives. And so I will need to buy some micro chips, which are about 2/3 the length and width of the standard size. I'm kind of hoping those will fit in because I can mount them vertically along the side of the tender rather than horizontally inside the tender. The problem is the tenders are very low profile, so there's not a lot of height or free height within it. But I think I'm only going to buy one, and I'll fit it into the smallest of the 3 locomotives. If it fits, or I'll try and fit it first. If it fits, then I'll program it for the small locomotive, and then we'll buy 2 more to go into the bigger 2. If it doesn't fit, I've kind of got a problem. At least with the smaller locomotive, but I can test fit into the 2 larger ones and see if those work. I've then got 2 8-pin modules that I can't use. I only bought 2 for 3 locomotives, which is somewhat of a good thing because at least I haven't completely wasted my money. And then obviously if it fits the smallest locomotive, I'll buy 2 more later on. What have we seen here? There's a big giant thing, a boxer for stuff. Nothing exciting. Okay. Now, do I have front loader tools, wheel loader tools? That's the only thing I have for wheel loaders. And I will, it's not worth much, we'll just sell that where it is. Alright, so we're back over 400,000. We can now sleep, I think. Actually, okay, let's take a look at things. Weather. Oh, it's going to be a nice day tomorrow, which is going to be good because I have things to do. And we can plant oats, canola, barley and wheat, and that's about it. We'll do a save. So let's sleep until the morning. I'm going to drop it back to 7 o'clock. It may be a little bit dark, but hopefully it should be at least somewhat bright. Oh, actually it's quite bright. Okay. So first things first, I am going to spread lime on as much as I can. We'll start off with that southern field. I'm not sure if I want to spread manure on that field though. Now, spreading lime on all the fields shouldn't be too much of a problem because we did it last year. So this will be